So check this out. This is the AD5 battery-powered USB recording interface from a company called Comica. Now, the track that you just heard, I wanted that particular demo to simulate what the experience might be for that of a brand new user to somebody brand new to recording interfaces or recording in general. Number one, any experienced studio engineer isn't going to be watching this video anyway. But number two, I'm certainly no studio guy by any means. I'm pretty novice. I know how to do what I need to do for my channel, and I've had to work hard to learn that. But let's face it, nobody's beating down my door to produce their next album for them. So, as part of this demo, I decided to take the opportunity to record through this interface into Reaper for the first time. Reaper, of course, is a very, very popular interface. It's been around for a long time, and you see it in pro studios everywhere. But I have very, very, very little, if really no experience. I had no experience with it before this. It's a free download and a full-feature DAW. And so far, I like it. I'm pretty impressed. I normally use Persona Studio One, and I'll continue to use Studio One, by the way. But I'm enjoying Reaper quite a bit right now. There's some cool stuff about it. Kick-ass device. Before we go any further, let's see what this thing can do. Comica are a company that make things like smaller recording recording gear and microphones and things like that for like portable recording gear, small, portable, affordable recording applications. That's pretty much what they cater to. Much prior to them contacting me about doing this particular video, I actually have owned one of their shotgun mics for a couple of years now. It's mounted on my other camera. They contacted me and said they were going to begin expanding their product line, starting with the AD5. So this is a battery-powered USB interface designed specifically for the home recording musician, or the home podcaster. Perfect for either of those. Let's talk about some of the features. Starting with the front, again, you have two combo jack inputs, so quarter-inch or XLR cables can be used. Both inputs do have a 48-volt phantom power switch, as well as an instrument or pad switch, to drop the impedance level down to instrument level. Of course, your output levels on each interface all the way down is unity, and that's where I recorded everything. And then the track that you just heard. And of course, you have a headphone jack, your monitor level, and these other two. You have one for a direct monitor switch, so that basically the signal bypasses all of the internal processing and goes straight from the interface straight to your monitors. The idea being that you eliminate latency while doing that. On the back side there, that's your there's your power switch. Hold that on for 2 or 3 seconds, whatever it is, to power it on or off. There's your battery charge port. Again, this thing is battery powered. It runs off of a rechargeable internal battery, as well as 2 USB inputs. That's pretty cool right there, because that means that you can use this thing, for example, if you're wanting to record out to, if you're recording into 2 different DAWs on 2 different devices, say, a laptop and, a desktop, for whatever purpose. You don't need to get 2 interfaces and splitter or anything. This thing is all in the same box. It has 2 auxiliary outputs, a headphone, another headphone output, and your 2 line outputs. Those are the outputs that you would most likely use for your studio monitors for recording. Full disclaimer, I did not use the outputs on mine to record the track that you just heard. I continue to use the outputs on my PreSonus interface that I normally use while recording in this particular environment. Reason why is because, for my KRK Rocket 5 studio monitors, outputs are outputs, there wasn't going to be any kind of significant tonal difference or sonic difference, if any at all, had I gone through the mess of rerouting all my cables. What I was most interested in testing out on this device was the mic pre's. That is what you heard everything through in the track at the top of the video. And last but not least, we got the top of the device, and there's all kinds of stuff here. Of course, you got the full color LED screen that tells you the status of just about everything that you might possibly need to know. And there are a few things on here that are even touchscreen, namely these 3 functions right here, which are effects, denoise, and mute. Mute, of course, is you hit mute, and that's going to mute everything, any kind of input or output that might be going through it. Denoise, basically a gate. I did find it to be pretty handy in a lot of situations. I left it on when I recorded the rhythm track, but I turned it off when I recorded the solo. There's also a mode switch here. This actually switches the mode of the interface itself from a streaming mode, or podcasting, if you will. Podcasting or streaming, you can use it for, versus recording. Now, when you put it into streaming mode, basically what that does, that sums both of the inputs into a mono signal. And there's no stereo signals involved in that, but you wouldn't need it for that. I left this one on record for everything that I did with it. Then of course you have your mix control. Last but not least, we have the effects control. This one's kind of cool because down here at the bottom of the screen, there's 2 different sections. You have an EQ section and a reverb section. And by just tapping it, you can cycle. Right now it's on EQ, so you can cycle between deep, natural, bright, and off. So should you want to add an EQ curve of some kind to your guitar tone or your voice that you're, if you're recording a podcast, the deep function is pretty handy for that. That's what that's for. Or you can hold it down, hold that button down there for a second, and then that switches it over here to the reverb side, and then it operates the same way. And you can cycle between room, stage, hall, or no reverb at all. Again, pretty cool. And the box has everything that you need to be able to use this thing right out of the box. All the inputs on the back of the unit are USB-C. So this one comes with a USB-C cable with a USB-A, whatever the big USB thing is, an adapter there on the end, which is what I needed to plug into my computer. There's your instruction manual. There's another USB-C cable with the adapter on the end of it. 3.5 millimeter TRS cable, TRS-S I think it is. And of course you got your warranty card and Comica logo thing and your Silica snacks, free snacks. And then of course you have the unit itself. Now the AD5 is clearly designed to compete in the same arena as you might find this guy in. This is the Focusrite 2i2. This is the 2nd generation. The 3rd generation is out now. The current version that you can buy brand new today, I believe sells brand new for $169. I'm a pretty big advocate for the Focusrite stuff, but the AD5 is just as easy to use, but has a lot more features, and all for I think it's $20 more than the 2i2. It's a phenomenal value. I don't know how you would not buy the AD5 over the 2i2. So there it is, the Comica AD5 USB recording interface out of their LinkFlex series. You can check out my Amazon affiliate link to that down in the description, particularly if you're looking for an awesome recording device to buy that musician in your life here for the holiday season. So do the YouTube thing there down below. Thank you so much for watching. Adios.